So pay close attention. Before there was a school on this wooden mountainside, Indians chose Mount Pecumtuck as a special place of healing and reflection. The view from the rock has always been treasured by Eaglebrook students, faculty, parents, and graduates. Visitors to historic Deerfield often climb to the rock and look out over the Deerfield Valley and the distant hills, as you are now. During the 1880s, a woman from Boston built a home here in the woods of Mount Pecumtuck. She called it Eaglebrook Lodge, and our lodge, with its porch facing the pond, is part of the original building. According to legend, 2 pairs of eagles nested at the top of Mount Pecumtuck, and a brook flowed down from the mountain into the Deerfield River. Our school's name, Eaglebrook, comes from those eagles and from that brook. The same brook flows next to our hillside road, and now and then you can see an eagle flying high above the rock. And actually this summer, we had a baby eagle come and fish in the pond, and we dredged it. The natural beauty surrounding Eaglebrook Lodge attracted Howard Gibbs to Mount Pecumtuck. The location was ideal for a school to put into practice his ideas for educating middle school boys. In 1922, while he was teaching at Deerfield Academy, he decided to buy the lot because he wanted to start a school for younger boys in a woodland setting. He called his school the Eaglebrook Lodge School. It is appropriate that I tell you about Mr. Gibbs and his school after the new student cookout last evening, for Mr. Gibbs loved the outdoors, and often after the sunset, he would lead all students and faculty off into the dark to look up at the stars. The Eaglebrook Lodge School opened in September 1922 with 15 boys, 5 students smaller than this year's 3rd form class. On opening day, Mr. Gibbs crashed his car while driving to the Deerfield Inn to meet parents. His good friend, Mr. Boyden, the headmaster of Deerfield Academy, came up the hill to open the school and welcome the parents and students while Mr. Gibbs headed to the hospital. Mr. Gibbs, whose name adorns this building, Gibbs Dining Hall, was a man full of energy and enthusiasm for teaching. The subject he taught was math, and he could make clear complicated concepts. He wanted to provide his students with a campus and a curriculum that was balanced with the out of doors. He wanted his students to grow in mind, body, and spirit, surrounded by nature. His philosophy remains central to our goals for you at Eaglebrook today. Unfortunately, in 1928, 6 years after Eaglebrook was founded, Mr. Gibbs fell ill and died after he opened the school. At that time, my grandfather and grandmother, Thurston and Hildreth Chase, took over the school. They arrived at Eaglebrook in 1924, where my grandfather did, to teach English, Latin, and French, and coach football. He started Eaglebrook's first track team and lived upstairs in the old lodge. From his rooms, he looked out onto the same view over the valley that you are seeing now. After Mr. Gibbs' untimely death, my grandfather and grandmother, still in their mid-20s, assumed all of the challenges of running Eaglebrook. They kept Eaglebrook true to Mr. Gibbs' vision. My grandfather's firm belief in high academic standards kept the curriculum strong, and my grandmother's limitless creative energy touched all corners of the school. Our Wednesday Hilly Chase program honors her. The red doors that welcome you into all the buildings were her idea. Together, they nurtured a warm family life, Eaglebrook's greatest tradition. When my parents, Stuart and Moni Chase, took over the leadership of Eaglebrook in 1966, they continued to strengthen the school's curriculum by expanding the arts and offering electives. They further added to the Eaglebrook tradition of family by starting the Wednesday home nights. Over the years, Eaglebrook has met many challenges, In the early 1930s, after the enrollment grew from 15 to 55 students, the Great Depression hit the country. People were out of jobs and banks were closing. During the Depression, the school survived and enrollment grew, and by 1936 was able to build its first brick building. Today, and for the next year, this building, called Eagle's Nest, is used for science and art classrooms. In 1939, Eaglebrook broke ground for a new schoolhouse, Bryant Building, besides the pond. You old boys know that building, but the new students don't. This building last March was torn down along with the flagship Science Center to make room for the new Edward P. Evans Academic Center, which we will watch take shape over the next 14 months. During these early years, a series of disasters threatened the Deerfield Valley and Eaglebrook. The first disaster was a flood of 1936, when the whole town of Deerfield was underwater. Eaglebrook had one working telephone, no cell phones, a telephone, and my grandmother paddled her canoe down the main street of Deerfield, past the brick church and the Deerfield Inn, in a canoe. People evacuated the village and came up to Eaglebrook for food and lodging. The second disaster was the Great Hurricane of 1938, and the school and town were isolated because of uprooted trees and downed electrical wires. A third disaster was a campus fire a year later, 1939, which destroyed the school's gym and indoor swimming pool, which we had back then, which was located at the western end of the Learning Center where the Baines parking lot is today. The Deerfield Fire Department had to chop holes through the ice of Whipple Pond for water to save the surrounding buildings because they were all wooden back then. Through the Great Depression, local crisis, and World War II, Eaglebrook moved forward. Today, students come from 22 states and 18 nations. Eaglebrook students and teachers together create a community and family where each member is respected. Eaglebrook's curriculum, buildings, and grounds continue to grow and expand to meet the expectations of the current curriculum and families, and at the same time retain Mr. Gibbs' vision of a campus that allowed nature to be a part of our curriculum. We work hard to integrate the new into the old and to preserve the beauty of our mountain campus, surrounded by more than 700 acres of fields, woods, and trails. Eaglebrook has a national and international reputation today because of people who believe in its mission to help each of you to become your very best. Students, parents, faculty, staff, and trustees are united in their effort to move the school forward and to retain the values of the founder. Eaglebrook's motto speaks to its timeless values: Lumen, Fides, Labor, Facta. Lumen, meaning light coming from each of us, helping us see clearly. Fides, meaning faith in doing what is right, believing in yourself, being loyal to family, friends, and the school. Labor, meaning work in body, mind, and spirit. Work to keep your body healthy, work to expand your mind, work to know who you are, and to work to understand others. Facta, meaning deeds, or work completed to the best of your ability. Good deeds and accomplishments will make you grow in confidence. Learn the motto and practice its values along with respect, balance, and engagement in all that you do here at Eaglebrook. With Lumen, light, Fides, faith, Labor, work, Facta, deeds, as a guide, you can accomplish much. So find time in your classes, on the athletic fields, in the dining hall, in your dorms, before a morning assembly, to reflect on your opportunities and the beauty of our hillside. Discover what you value and know and respect the people around you. Enjoy your days at Eaglebrook because, believe me, June and graduation for the class of 2016 will be here before you know it. Third formers, take advantage of your field trips and new friends and all the other enjoyable opportunities your special structure gives you. Fourth formers, try new electives and new sports, take risks, and enjoy your friends, teachers, and coaches. Fifth formers, you have the challenge of putting forth your best effort in order to build a strong foundation for your sixth form year. And you sixth formers, this is your year, a year of leadership and cohesiveness which will set the tone in your class and model healthy relationships throughout the entire school. All of us here are ready for whatever adventures that the year ahead holds for us. As we sit here in silence, looking through the stained glass, the rain, and maybe some lightning to the west, concentrate on one thing you hope to accomplish during your first semester here at Eaglebrook.